Yo, Snapchat. So I just read an article saying that Deloitte is working with ConsenSys and Ethereum to create a suite of products to basically revolutionize banking, which is really cool, which triggered a thought. So while the Aussie Craig Wright is trying to prove that he's Satoshi Nakamoto for Bitcoin, to prove that he created Bitcoin, Bitcoin isn't really that big anymore. It's more about Ethereum and blockchain. I mean, Bitcoin's awesome, it's freaking revolutionary, but it only has a market cap of about 7 or 8 billion US dollars, which is nowhere near the size of a currency, and no one's using it as a daily currency. And it's pretty obvious why the reason why the masses aren't using Bitcoin for, to pay rent and buy groceries is, one, it's a speculative currency, so it goes up and down too much, it's volatile, and two, it's just really hard to use. So I've had this idea for a few years now on how to solve both those problems. So to solve number one is a thing called ISOcoin, so basically a pegged currency, and I'll explain that a little bit more. So back when I started mining Bitcoins, they were under one US dollar. Then they shot up to like $1,200, now they're hovering around $400. So something I've always wanted to build on Ethereum is ISOcoin, which would basically peg every single international currency. So one Australian ISOcoin would equal $1 Australian, and it would buy and sell to match. So the smart contract would use external oracles or like APIs to monitor the price, and then it would either buy and sell coins somehow, or raise interest rates, or just somehow try and keep it balanced at all times. So that's cool. Then you have a stable currency that isn't speculating. You'll always know that $1 US equals one US ISO coin, $1 Australian equals one US ISO coin. Sweet. So now you've got stable cryptocurrencies that are decentralized, so the central banks and the governments aren't printing that money. It's the money is within the power of the people. Okay, so now we just need everyone to use cryptocurrencies on a daily basis, like to buy groceries and to buy any products they buy and pay their rents and stuff like that, because that'll be transformative. Because if everyone uses decentralized cryptocurrency on a daily basis, it shifts the power structures away from the governments that print the money back to the people. And there's that great quote about who controls the money. Okay, cool. So ISOcoin becomes a platform, a bit like Bitcoin, so anyone can plug into that payments platform and use that. So now how do we solve problem number two, to actually get people using it on a daily basis? Well, I don't think it shouldn't be like download a wallet and scan a QR code and all this crap involved with using Bitcoin. I reckon it should just be sold as a digital bank and marketed as a digital bank, like a purely online app-based bank with all the same banking features you'd expect, but it's just like no fees. Okay, so if you're Australian, here's the use case, here's the flow. You would basically download the iOS or the Android app, you would then one-click connect with Facebook or whatever, and now you're logged in, you've got an account. You're then immediately issued with a BSB number and an account number, like literal, actual numbers that you would expect. You can then give that to your employer, who can then pay your salary into that bank account. Within the app, you can also do a one-click, basically request a Visa debit card, which gets mailed out to you. But so here's the key, you never ever in the app ever mention the word cryptocurrency or Bitcoin or ISOcoin or anything like that. You just display the bank balance in normal Australian dollars. Wow. So this would be probably the easiest bank account to ever set up, and it would be so simple, and the UI would be so basic and minimalist that your mum could use this. But behind the scenes, there are no servers, there is no bank. It's a completely decentralized system. It's running on the blockchain, it's running on that ISOcoin Ethereum network. It's all decentralized. And so every Australian dollar you put into that system, it's seamlessly behind the scenes without you even knowing is converted to an Australian ISOcoin, and then vice versa, it can be transferred out as easily as that. And also the only hurdles for this thing is that ISOcoin system where it's balanced, pegged currencies, and then also how to work out how to get a BSB and account number. You might have to actually register as a proper bank. Because I think that's the key to actually get a lot of money into this system and get people using it. They need their paychecks paid into it, and you're not going to go to your employer and give them your Bitcoin wallet address, this stupid long thing. You'll give them your BSB and account number. And like I was talking about DAOs yesterday, this whole system, you would want it to become a DAO. You'd be focused on building that back-end system so that other banks can create their own apps that plug into this decentralized back-end. I think if you kick off something like that, it's something that will be completely unstoppable, and it'll get to the point where it'll make sense for people to transfer over to a cryptocurrency-based system, which will change the power structures of the globe. And as a random add-on thought, I love this idea of assigning an IPv6, a unique IPv6 address to every person on the planet, and then they could actually, people could transfer money to them directly to their IP address. So snap your thoughts, future. Would you actually use an app like this? Would you download a new bank, and would you actually transfer and give your employer your new details to use cryptocurrency on a daily basis?